Hi everybody, welcome back. My name is Katie and today, as promised, we are doing a reading journal video. We are doing my spread for Iron Flame. I did finish this a little while ago, but as you guys know, I had like a death in the family and we've been really busy with all that kind of stuff. So I'm just now getting around to filming this. I hope I can do this book justice and remember the major plot points and all that stuff. So there are going to be, some spoilers in here because I don't know how to talk about this book without there being many spoilers. But let's just jump right into it. So this book I finished back at, I guess it would have been like the beginning of April. No, the very end of March. So it's been a minute because we are in April, like well into April now. So I have pulled some things here to put this together. I have my sticker of the book cover, Iron Flame. I've pulled some fan art just from online. I just Googled and these were just pictures that popped up and I think they're so cute. This one is Violet with her hair in its little braided crown and Taryn and Andarna, and obviously spoiler here, she wakes up from her big sleep and she's this like beautiful multi-shifty colored dark dragon. We have a griffin because they become a big deal in this book. And then this is, I think, art from like the big battle at the end. The little, I guess, what are they? My boyfriend says wyvern. I say wyvern. I don't know what it is. I don't think it matters that much, but and they have like the blue and green lightning and stuff that they shoot, and the dragons. It's just like the big battle scene at the end. So there's that. This is a big sticker just of some flames. I thought would be cool to somehow do in the background. And then I pulled some random pages of scrapbook paper that the colors kind of go. So let's just see what we come up with here. Typically I have some kind of journaling kit that I find online and I'm able to like print up. Are you guys even able to see? Yeah, okay. And it ends up looking something kind of like this, something that's, I can just kind of hodgepodge it together, junk journal style. This was for Fourth Wing and I was able to find a kit that kind of like went with the theme. Yeah, this one was a little harder to find, something that was kind of like orange and dark and like they don't make dark themed journaling kits, I guess. So this is what we're working with. We're just gonna get started here. So thoughts on the book. I enjoyed the book, especially once I got going. This is some thick paper, my God. It took me, I never like the beginning of book 2 in a series because it's always like the characters finally got together and then something's gonna keep them apart, right? So in this case, for Violet and Xaden, he had been keeping some secrets from her and she was like, I can't trust you. And he's like, ask me anything. And she's like, that's not how it works. I need you to open up to me. So they were kind of together and they were still friendly and seeing each other because their dragons are bonded and stuff. So they had to see each other every weekend, but like, it was still a little bit annoying, but not as annoying, because that's like my biggest pet peeve in books. Probably because I am such a hopeless romantic. So I wait all this time for the characters to get together and then they aren't together most of the second book, which usually really, really annoys me. But this book wasn't so bad. I'm just tearing some paper here to see what I can kind of do to get started here. It's quite large. So that wasn't so bad. The beginning of the book, they start their like second year lessons at the college or the war school or wherever they are, and they hint highly at the interrogation scenes, which, I mean, they tell you that they're going to be interrogated, but we know that it's going to be more than just like school, it's like something's going to happen. And I was so nervous that scene was going to like unnerve me. And it definitely came towards like the middle-ish of the book. Violet gets into some trouble there, but it was far worse in my head, I think, than anything that was written on the page. Like, it was definitely fine. Okay. No, this is goofy looking. What else? What else can we talk about here? I thought it was interesting that they still were like having classes and stuff. I thought that they were gonna like, well, I guess they didn't. They like had classes for a little bit and then they ended up leaving the school when Xaden comes and gets Violet. There we go. This is literally just a hodgepodge of stuff because I don't quite have a vision. I'm just putting it together. I still need a place to write though. Maybe, because I like how this looks on this side. So maybe we just switch them. No, because I like this over here. Okay, so we'll do that. And then I guess I could write, yeah. I can journal over here this time. Let's just start with this. I'm gonna take a tape runner or a glue runner, whatever. This book took me a really long time to read. The beginning I wasn't so into, but I was like, I know this book is good. Like I'm gonna give it like as much of my effort as I can. Ooh. Can I pull this up? There we go. And it got better quickly. Like it was definitely a good read. I don't know what I would rate this one. Honestly, maybe 5 stars because I really appreciated that even though the characters technically weren't together, because you know that's just how books go, they were still seeing each other and you still got enough of that content to like satiate, you know, if you're a romance reader. And I really liked where they went with the plot lines and how they like, you know, moved from plot to plot. I didn't feel like anything sat too still for too long, which was really nice considering how long the book is. I will say there are so many characters, and I've heard a lot of people say that they've recently read the 3rd book because it came out recently and they like can't keep up. They don't remember who the characters are and it's like confusing there, because I've read them so recently, like back to back. I know who the characters were, but there are so many characters. I can 100% see how that is a problem. There we go. I want to be able to see this white hair, so I'm gonna do something like this. Again, I don't know what I'm doing here. We're just playing. Okay, I like that. You guys, I already bought the 3rd book and I'm really excited. Well, I didn't buy it. My mom bought it for me. And I told her, I was like, I think I'm going to get this book for myself. I'm going to read it on our cruise. And she was like, oh, I'll buy it for you. But our cruise is still 2 weeks away. So now I'm sitting here with this book in hand and trying not to touch it. So, I like that. And maybe some flames down here. So honestly, I have effectively hidden it from myself. I don't remember where I put it, and I'm not gonna even look for it for a couple days before we go. Well, I don't know. That's like a double-edged sword, because then if I can't find it, I'm gonna be really sad. Although, I'm pretty sure. Yes, never mind. I just saw it. I put it on the bookshelf. That's what I thought I did. But then I just made myself panic. I was like, what if I can't find it and then I can't take it on my trip? So, okay, well, now I know where it is. And I'm going to try my best to leave it alone a little bit. Right now, I am currently reading a book that I think I'm going to DNF. I think I'm going to stop it because it's not my favorite that I've read. It's oh God, what is it called? It's called A Gorgeous Villain, and it is the second book in a series that I read years and years and years ago about these girls at like a reformatory prep school kind of thing. And they're not really bad girls. They're just either have like strict parents or, you know, something of the sort. So, or they did like one bad thing and now their family is letting it ruin their life and whatever. So I'd read the first one like 3, 4, 5 years ago, something crazy. And like back in 2021. So yeah, it's been a few years. And I really liked it. They're definitely kind of dirty and smutty and, you know, whatever. Just like a fun little read, nothing too heavy. And I really liked the first one. I liked how it was written. I can't get into the second one. It starts with like this little, like a prequel novella type of thing. I thought I'd be able to get that up. Maybe. And I was like, okay, I guess I need to read this. I knew that there was a novella, so let me go ahead and read this. It was at the beginning of the book on Kindle. So it was already there. You just like read straight through and then it turns straight into the book. It took forever. I'm 100 some pages in and it just wasn't very good. So now I thought it would be better now that I'm like actually at the part where she's at the prep school. We know why she got there. You feel bad for her. I definitely feel bad for the character, but it's also, you know, slight spoiler alert here. It's an accidental teen pregnancy book and is it teen? Yeah, I guess so. And I really don't like those books. They're one of my least favorite genres to read or tropes, I guess, to read. So I know that that's coming because it's like in the name. It's called like A Gorgeous Villain, an accidental pregnancy story. And I'm like, okay, well, I really liked the first one. I want to give this one a chance. I just can't. So I'm like 100, I read the whole novella thing and now I'm like 100 pages into the actual story and I just think that I'm not going to finish it. So I don't even think it's going to end up in this reading journal. I don't know. I think I wasted my time on that. But that's okay because, I mean, it's just reading something I do to relax in the evening. I'm not putting any stressors on it because, like, I know I do it for content for these videos, but if I make it any more stressful than just a hobby, then I'm not going to want to do it. So same thing with these reading journals and why I try and make them I make this like the spreads in my reading journals. The same thing is why I make them easy and kind of junk journal-y style so that it's something that's maintainable, something that I don't mind to do and that's actually kind of fun. So if I made it any more difficult than this, I probably wouldn't do it. And I want to do it. I want to be able to track what I'm reading in a cutesy artsy way. I just know myself, and if it's any more difficult, I won't even bother. So that's where we stand. And then of course, I think I've told you guys in a different video, but I am reading the new Hunger Games book, but I'm listening to it on Audible. So I'm reading the Gorgeous Villain book on my phone, on my Kindle app, and then I'm listening to the Hunger Games, and it is so good. You guys, that might be one of my top books of the year. I can already tell because I'm struggling here with this tape runner because, like, just to start off, the narrator sounds so much like Woody Harrelson, who plays Haymitch in the movies, but like in a good way, and it makes his character, he's so likable, and you just feel so bad for his whole story and the way that it's like being put together. Like, ugh, I just can't even. Ugh, it's just so good. So that one will be coming, I imagine, pretty soon. I think I'm about halfway through it, and I drive 30 minutes to work at least. Sometimes it's like 40, 45 minutes depending on traffic, and then another like 30 to 45 minutes home. So I'm getting at least an hour in every day, and I think the book's only like 13 hours long. So we should be finishing that up pretty quickly. Okay, I love all of these. Where can I put them all? Okay, let me start with my quotes and my journaling. That way that's in there. And then I will place my other pictures around my little hodgepodge here. So I will be right back. Okay, and we're back. The quotes that I picked are this one that Xaden is saying to Violet before she goes to be interrogated for her first time, which is, you know, that one is part of like the class training, not the actual scary time that she's interrogated. But he says to her, "Violence, remember, it's only the body that's fragile. You are unbreakable." And I don't know why that one stuck with me, probably because I was terrified that that scene was gonna scar me and be scary, but it more like describes what kind of happened to her. It doesn't like she's remembering it kind of like as it's just happened, not so much like describing it act for act. So it, I don't know, it just was less scary to me than I thought it would be. And then Andarna, as she's like becoming a sassy teenager, is always wanting to eat everything, and Taryn says, "We do not eat our allies." And I thought that was hilarious. And there's a cat. That is Remus walking through. So now we have to place our stickers here. I tried to leave myself some room. I think I can trim this a little. Sorry, Taryn. Cut off some of your sweet face. I still want to be able to see some of this flame underneath. Otherwise, like, what's the point? There we go. That's good. Okay, we'll put that here. At a bit of an angle, that way you can still see the flames. I like that. I like her and her dragons. We need our title, or our like book cover. We could do that. And I still have to put in my little stats, like how many pages and yada yada yada. But I think we have room, so I think I'm just gonna go like this. Okay, so we can trim the picture of our griffin. I do like how much of the griffins you get to see. There's a part where, again, this is all spoilers, the griffin riders kind of join forces with the new, I can't remember what it's called, but like the new kingdom, not the one that's keeping all the secrets and stuff. And so the Griffin Riders end up over there, and you get to see quite a bit of them. And of course, they're in the war at the end too. So that's really interesting. And I quite like them. And you get to hear a lot more about how the Griffin flyers like get their griffins and everything else, like how their whole process works. And it's so much more gentle than what they do at Basgiath. Like there's no dying. Okay, can I trim? I don't think I need to trim that. I think I can just do like this. And then let's see. Oh, I didn't pull out my what are those? My little like star trackers. Hold one sec. Okay, and we're back. I went ahead and pulled from one of my little like page trackers, and I'm gonna pull a star tracker for ratings. Let's see. This guy can go. What I also want though to pull, what do I need to track? When I read it. I like to know how long it took me to read it. So I'm gonna pull, I have this book beside me because I'm gonna use it in a plan with me. And I know it has some, yeah, here we go. Some like dark stickers. So let me pull one of these. What else do we want to put in here? So we'll do like that, and then we can do, well, no, if I do like this, I can do this sticker over here. Well, that's black on black. That's okay, but okay, maybe this goes down here because you can see it a little better. And then I'll do my page tracker here and we'll pull, let's do red. Remus, what are you doing? Like usual, guys, I'm sitting in my office and I'm sitting with the window open so my cats can hang out on their catio if they so choose. Okay, and then we can put this guy. Are you guys in frame? Yes. I'll do like here so I can still see some of this fun layering that I spent time doing. There we go. And we can trim that just the tiniest bit. Perfect, okay. And then we'll do our cool looking griffin. Remus. And then we'll do our fight scene, which I think I'm gonna trim just a little. Remus. I don't cut straight at all, but here we go. Remus, my dude. Sitting right on top of my book. Okay. There we go. That's a little better. I'm not so worried if it's perfectly straight or not. It's okay. This is not too fussy. The battle scene. Okay, I think that looks pretty good. I'm going to fill this in. I read this book on my Kindle. So I read the book. It had 639 pages in the digital version that I read. So I'm going to take another little sticker and put this, maybe I'll just put it up here. I know I said the black on black, but still doing it. Okay, and I'm gonna write in that I read the Kindle edition and it had 639 pages. We are gonna give this 5 stars because the ending and stuff was just so good. You guys, it was so good. And how long did I take to read this? We read this 2:26 through 3:29. I could have written that quite a bit bigger for the size of the box that I put down, but oh, you guys can't even see because Remus's big butt is in the way. I know, but you gotta scooch your little dude. There we go. You can 100% sit by me. You just gotta make room. And now lastly, I'm gonna put the title up top. I pulled out just an alphabet sticker book. This is, I think, just like the original, like plain foiled stickers. And it has some regular paper stickers too. So we're gonna go to this like burgundy red color. I think that'll look good. And some tweezers. Let's see if I can grab some tweezers. There we go. They fell to the bottom of my little jar. Okay, so we're just gonna start and spell out Iron Flame. This part is the tiniest bit tedious, but also I think makes quite a bit of difference. You guys in frame, yes. The ending of this book definitely like gets you hooked to want to read the next one. You guys, if you like, this is not spoilers if you've, I mean, this book's been out for a while now. The third one is out, so like, again, it's spoilers. If you're not into that, go ahead and get out of here, even though it's the end of the video. Anyway, the big twisty shock at the end of this one is that Xaden ends up turning venin, which is like the biggest no-no. So he does it obviously to like get enough power to overcome the venin that are attacking and try and save Violet as she's trying to like get the ward stone back up and running, and she's figured out that Andarna is a 7th kind of dragon and not one of the 6, and Andarna's like, yes, I am. And I'm glad you figured it out. Also, this tear in this book was from me. It did not come that way. I did that being rough when I was opening it, and we're gonna use it anyway, so y'all can ignore that. But and of course Violet tries to kill herself and use up all her energy and trying to, you know, power the ward stone and blah 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 blah, and then her mother ends up sacrificing herself, which I don't know. I still don't like her mother. I don't think she's that much of a favorable character. I do think it's cool that she can like control the weather. I think that's a really cool power to have, but I don't like how she's done her children. And then Rebecca Yarros, is that right? But anyway, so the whole time that Violet is having these recurring nightmares about the battle at the end of the first book, I swear I thought that they were not nightmares so much as like the venin like master guy, what did they call him, a sage, I guess. I thought he was like talking to her through the nightmares, but she ended up, well, now I'm thinking, because like she has the dreams over and over again, and then that's actually what went down with Xaden and the sage venin guy. So maybe Violet was having like premonitions in the form of her nightmares. So maybe that's part of her second, what do they call it? A signet, whatever, her second power. Maybe she's like has some kind of premonitions or something, because the whole time she kept having that dream and it was recurring, but it was changing enough that I really felt that guy was talking to her, and like it was gonna end up being like coming to fruition at the end. And then it ended up being like there's a chapter where it like switches to Xaden's point of view, so you can see how he ended up being turned to venin, and like how he made the decision and did it and everything, and what he was feeling in that moment. And it was like exactly Violet's dream. So maybe, I don't know. But they had hinted that she should have a second power because she has 2 dragons. So I assume that that's gonna happen in the 3rd book. I don't know, but they did hint at it, so very possibly. And if you've read the 3rd book, I don't want any spoilers in the comments, please. Even though I don't get like any comments on my videos, that's totally cool. Don't let that be the first one. But I am pretty excited to read it. It is Wednesday. It is my day off. And then this weekend is Easter. And then, so we'll celebrate. And then the Friday after that is when my family used to go out of town, and we'll be gone for like 10 days. I'm pretty hype about it. We're leaving Friday, which I think in my April monthly planning video, I said we were leaving Saturday. We were gonna leave Saturday, and then we decided to go down a day early. We're gonna go down Friday after work. That way we can wake up on Saturday and have the entire day in Galveston, which our families go to Galveston all the time. My boyfriend's dad used to have a beach house there, so he kind of grew up going there and having memories there. And then my sister's husband also kind of grew up going to Galveston. They had a family friend with a beach house, and they would go all the time and rent it and stuff, and they still go like all the time. So it's a very familiar place to us. So that happens to be where we're gonna be sailing out of, so we're gonna go down a day or two early so we can hang out in Galveston, see all our favorite spots, hop on the boat. So I'm very excited about it. All right, you guys, I think that is gonna be it. I think this is my Iron Flame spread. For going into this with like literally having no idea what to do, I think it came out pretty cute. I'm happy with it. I'm really excited to read the next book. You guys, what was your favorite part of Iron Flame? There was so much going on. Oh gosh, what was my favorite part? I don't know. I really liked the end when they were talking about Xaden having a second power, and he was like, you know, how long did it take to fall in love? A day, a week, a month, whatever. How long will it take you to fall out of love? And he was like, 3 seconds, or I can't remember what he said. He was like, it took you 3 seconds to fall out of love with me. And then she was like, my love's not fickle. Like, how dare you think so little of me? So I also think it's really cool that he has a second power that he was able to hide. And I really hope that Violet gets a really cool second power. So that's my prediction for book 3. Anyway, all right, that is it, you guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoy these kind of videos, make sure you give it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss when I post new videos. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye, guys.